Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Project Soon, or at Nabi Penciler. I've been following this artist for a while now, but I haven't really gotten down to reviewing the work, but today's the freaking day. And they do have a focus. They're mainly focused on gymnastic, I think mainly ballet types of girls. And I think it's just one girl really, because they have the same hairstyle or pretty much, yeah. And I just like the way they draw the figures. I mean, even if there's no background, they just look so attractive. Aesthetically pleasing, you know. Now I'm gonna try and be a bit. I'm gonna be careful just because some of these they're not that bad, but because I've had a couple of videos that have been demonetized, not many, but obviously the ones that are demonetized, it's interesting. They're the most interesting. Or yeah. Anyway, you know what? This one's not too bad. Okay, let's study this. First of all, if you look at their ink work, it has some texture. It's a bit gritty, a bit rough looking, and I think they have the anti-alias turned off a bit for their line art. It kind of has an ink tech pen look, because I think in the edges it kind of bleeds a little bit. That's kind of how it looks like. But aside from that, when they do add values and colors, they do have quite a bit of you can tell they're using a blur tool or a mixer brush, right? And some edges over here to soften things up. But even after that, they'll add some lighting effects. Look at how this area here is a bit more, maybe it's in an overlay kind of layer or soft light, because it's actually affecting the ink work as well. It's becoming more orange or brown or red. It's going across here. A little bit in the toes as well, in some parts. And I do know, obviously, I'm a foot guy, so they can draw feet quite well. And do you see how the curving of the legs are happening here? They're capturing the curves that are. I mean, yeah, they're simplifying it, but it's a little more anatomically accurate, or because they're trying to emphasize certain curves that do come, or that you can see in life, right? I mean, look at this. Look at the freaking toes, guys. And that bit of wrinkling happening in the soles of the foot. And that heel is a very strong heel, right? There's a bit of a nice arc there, right? Interesting, they have some hatching too for some shadows, but not too much. Because they do know they're gonna plan on adding shadows with a paintbrush. There's not much texture in their paint strokes. I think it's a basic round brush. That's what it looks like to me. My god, does it not look good? Okay, let's see their work without the colors here. Interesting. I can see they're showing off the initial sketch. Maybe you can tell it's lighter gray, and then after that they'll do a final ink work. It's not that super clean, but it's definitely a lot more cohesive. And it reminds me of another artist. I'm forgetting their name. Rock something. Sakura? I'm forgetting. But they have this approach where I think they mainly join their iPad, where they'll draw roughly in this approach, and then they will through layer after layer, they will eventually reach a point where their drawing gets finalized. But if you see the time lapse of their work in terms of how they draw, their initial drawing, the second, third phase or overdrawn kind of thing, it takes a while to get to the final drawing. So I do respect that, because to me it just shows patience, and it shows a bit of like you don't know how things are going to turn out in the beginning. So it's showing you that this thing is a process, that you will find out what works as you keep iterating and trying different things until you reach something that satisfies you. Yeah, but the way they draw it kind of looks like, yes, it's digital, but I would not be like, it has the vibe of it was drawn on paper and then they simply scanned it. Like, it has a natural sort of look to it. I think it's the how their ink lines look. I think they do turn off the anti-alias thing. So oftentimes when you zoom in, you can see like that staircase kind of effect. I think anti-alias is where you soften the edges, and when it's turned off, that's when you get this like sharper look. It can feel a bit harsh, but I think in a way it does feel like a scanned thing. That's the vibe I'm getting anyway. Anyway, let's... And the positions, I mean, obviously they're using reference, I would assume. Even the shoes look nice. Again, lots of like lighting effects. Look at the highlights for the pants. My god. And again, they're all focused on this one character. And we've seen plenty of artists do this. Like the bulk of their work, their portfolio, is just like one character, and they just keep... Like, if it helps you draw, paint, whatever, do your art, then stick to that thing that kind of gets you going. And for some people, it's just like one character, so don't be ashamed. Because I remember this one artist, they just like drawing Makima, or painting not Makima, sorry, Asuka from Evangelion, the redhead sort of girl. And 99.9% of their work is just that. But because of that, they have so much work done. So figure out what that thing is for you. Look at that. Coffee? I'm shocked it's not like boba tea, because usually it's like boba tea. Not a fan of boba tea, by the way. I do prefer my like Starbucks, if I have the opportunity to. I think it's called a cappuccino something, a caramel cappuccino. That's my favorite. Again, with the legs, do you see how it kind of curves? Like, it's not like a straight line in the outer part or front part of the leg or the shin. It kind of has like a concave kind of curve to it. In a way, they kind of remind me of how Kim Jung-gi kind of draws. Thank you for 10,000 followers. I mean, they deserve it, so... Ink sketch. Right, it has a very gritty look. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the drawings you would see in George Bridgman's like figure drawing something. Right, some of the drawings, the line work kind of looks like this. It's a bit loose. Or that what Kojima guy, I forgot his name. He did like the Metal Gear concept art. Like, it's kind of just show very like this, and very gritty as well. And I think they also like using effects, like lighting effects in the end. I mean, perfect shot. Yeah, they're very fixated on this like ballet dancer. So she has her like hair or upper shirt tied. It used to turn me on, by the way, back in school. Although they wouldn't do it like this. It's a bit weird doing it in the front, or it's a bit much. But the girls would they would usually like tie their back or make a bun in the back of their shirt, because it kind of makes sense. Because if they're playing like volleyball or something, oftentimes your shirt is a bit too big because we have like uniforms, right? So it's not gonna be the best perfect size for you. So to kind of make it more snug, they'll tie the end of their shirt in the back, so it kind of looks like they have like a bunny tail. I don't know. That's like a memory of mine, a cherished memory. Anyway, look at the underlighting here. Do you see any like hue variety? No, it's just basic colors, different shades, different values, and even the values, it's not like that complex. For example, in the legs, it's just 3 values. You have like the base color, the underlighting, and then the highlight. And I think for their work, they kind of like that highly exposed look. So in the areas being hit by light, it's like super bright. It's almost like white. So it does have the high exposure kind of effect. This chair could be like a 3D model, and I'm not sure. From like clips, because I think in Clip Studio Paint you do have like, I don't use it because I don't know how. But yeah. And the atmospheric lighting, like what do you call it, like color dodge or lens flare, not sure, but yeah. Again with the coffee, just watching her phone, perhaps waiting for a text, maybe watching anime. This time she's wearing socks. Interesting, her toe, her second toe is longer than the big toe. I'm not saying it's better because I have the same proportions, but yeah. We are the special. Anyway. Do you see the suggestion of the... clearly she's wearing like very tight pants, right? Or stockings, leggings. But do you see like this bit of like lighter value across these 2 shadows? It's like a good simple suggestion for like a fold. Like you don't see it anywhere else, but just by adding that, it makes it look like an actual piece of clothing. Interesting. Look at how the knees were done, right? But they're showing it not too much via line, because there's like line there, but it's so dark you can't see it. But it's because of the shadow here and the lighter value here, that it's through shapes and value difference that's suggesting where that knee is. Very cool. The highlights are very cool as well. Yeah, lots of like blur tools being used. Like these edges are very soft. So I'm guessing they draw everything hard first, and then to kind of soften things up, they'll use like a blur tool too. Nice like highlight here, shine for like this plastic bit. Nabi. Right. Is it a cowgirl? Let me see. Yeah, this is a bit different. Wow, they actually have like a background here. Interesting. She looks kind of crazy, right? Very nice butterfly. Nice shoes. Nice pants. Nice everything, really. Oh my. Mark. Wait, is this like an animation? Let me see. Or it could be like a whip. I sometimes make animations. Wait, let me see. Oh my... Wow, look at that. Does that not look good? Oh wow. Dude, it's so freaking over. You know, I've heard people say that you can learn quite a bit of anatomy by trying to animate, because you have to figure out how the body moves. So by doing drawing frame by frame, it kind of forces you to understand things a lot more, right? My god. They can draw, they can animate. It's so freaking over. Damn, the flexibility. So I'm guessing they're warming up, stretching. I mean, this is culture. And I'm interested, like, how did they do the lighting effects here? Even in the animation, it looks fixed, so it's like in one spot. It's like a lens flare. So cool. My goal for this year was 10,000 followers, but as many as 20k people gather. Thank you so much. Well, because people understand culture, right? Nabi. So it's like a can, like a power drink, or what do you call it? A power drink, an energy drink. Again, look at the back. Look at how you can tell like there's a bit of like fat there. Even like the abs a bit, they're like flat abs. There's sort of a sense of real. I mean, yes, it's stylized, but there's a sense of like realism. Again, with the curving of like the legs. Look at that toe. Look at how the second toe is being raised, right? And it's pointing towards you. The back of the or the soles being shown. I mean, it's so cultured. Again, no background. This is like a front shot, back shot, but it's also nice. I like this kind of shirt where it kind of goes halfway, like just above like the belly, but not exactly like in the upper chest. It's just like midway. Well, it helps if you're kind of fit, but and a chick or a twink, who knows. But it's, you know, it's fun. And again, they're very focused on like ballet types of people. Look at those toes. Again, they're not overdoing the inks because again, they know they'll eventually add some values underneath anyway. Stretching the back a bit, opening up that chest, squishing the scapulas. Look at the soft, blurred edges here. Like it's so balanced. But they're still keeping the inks. The textured inks in the back. Oh, I like this position where they're kind of showing off the foot in the back. Now, if you're not a foot person, you're like confused, but again, with the lower back here, do you see the where the tailbone would be? It's like a little triangle. Like they're showing a bit of that fat a bit, right? It's stylized, simplified, but it's just like the way it's stitched or held up in the sides. Oh wow! But again, look at the white, very highly exposed picture. I want to see this like pole. Well, it doesn't. It has a bit of a background. The environment is 3D, and then they simply draw on top of that. Could be like SketchUp or something, my guess. Look at the sole, the foot, the curves. Look at how it's also like it thickens up in some areas. Like it doesn't make your line art. Well, it depends on your style, but I like it when there's a bit of like thickness here and there. But you know, you can get away with having like a no pen pressure kind of brush or line art. I've seen it work, but again, look at the suggestion of this fold that's happening just above this line over here, the garter line. That strip cage being shown. Again, the back highly exposed. I mean, look at this. The hands look great, simplified. Wow. being squished. Rib cage. Nice lips. Even that neck, the clavicle neck area looks so nice. Again, same girl, same hairstyle. And of course that leg in the back. Look, follow the curves. Follow the freaking curves. And the thing in the back of the knee. I like how they were able to like draw that shadow right there. And of course that foot. Look at, oh, okay. Again, the second toe being a bit taller. Culture. Right? Oh. Look at how the position of the legs influences how the butt is going to look like. Just kind of arcing her back a little bit. Oh wow. Oh wow. I mean, come on, look at this. Is this not a cool drawing? I think it is. And again, no background because you don't need one. And it's about her. Our favorite thing, stirrup leggings. It kind of reminds me of that scene. It's kind of sad from Dandadan. Was it episode 7? I think so. It was concerning the ballet mom. Kind of sad, but the way she danced, very, you know, beautiful. Look at this foot. Highlights in the leg. Oh, it's like a one suit, one piece. Anything. And again, they're not doing too much. I like how they're adding a bit of like crumbs here to kind of show that she's like being lifted off the floor. Like she's actually like jumping. Nice toes. Insane. Like I would love to be a bit flexible just because I'm not thinking about, well, it's already in my head right now, but it's because for those of you who like lean forward when you draw, I'm sure you have back problems by now. Even a little bit, it kind of shows up here and there, and I want to be able to like stretch a little more because, you know, I want to be able to do this art thing for a long time, and I need to keep my health, my body in check. So it's not just about strength training. It's also about like being able to just, you know, release tension here and there, right? Look at how the abs were done, the midsection. Like it feels like it's chunky, like there's something in there. And they're very good with the feet. Well, the hands too, but you know, I do pay more attention to the toes, the soles. I mean, you can tell by the way they frame it. I mean, look at guys. A person of culture, definitely a person of culture. Again, same uniform. He has like this short top on top of this like one piece kind of thing. And again, some of those black lines, they have a bit of that red sort of lighting effect. Soft light, overlay, not sure. But it's there. In a way, it kind of ties everything together. Instead of using like a noise texture or something in the end, or an RGB shift, whatever. Adding that soft light effect, or the lighting effect, it just connects all of the ink work, the painting underneath. Look at them feet, look at them toes. And right, the stirrup leggings, the garter, or is it garterized? Not sure. Like it goes under or the midsection of the halfway in the foot. So nice to look at. Look at them toes. I like the way the hands were drawn. And we're also saying the feet, but the hands, how it's drawn in this perspective. You know what? In a way, they kind of draw like comic artists. Well, manga artists too, but the kind of gritty look, I do see it more. It just reminds me automatically of comic artists. You know, those who do like superhero Like think Marvel, DC, stuff like that. Now for the coloring, it's not as common. I think for comics they tend to stick to like flats. 40,000. So in this state they reached 40k, as they should. And by the all focusing on their favorite thing, just this one character doing some ballet, gymnastic, acrobatic types of stuff. And look at the ink work. Do you see? It's not something. It can be one stroke, but sometimes it can be a very, very thick stroke. Sometimes it's like a couple of strokes, right? I like that sort of freedom. In a way, you're kind of painting with ink. I mean, look at this. Again, look at the white highly exposed in the back. Adding some like particles here to kind of show again that she's like jumping his feet. I mean, eventually you will master you will master the thing you keep drawing. So if you keep drawing figures like these, you're gonna master it. I think it's only a matter of time. Again with the tying of the shirt here at the top. I mean, this could be like a pin-up shot, right? Imagine her being in a beach or something. Kind of it reminds me of that one episode in High School of the Dead. Was it an OVA episode where they were in a beach? And I don't know, it just reminded me of that somehow. I mean, why are the legs so nice to look? I mean, the belly too. Look at the rib cage, the belly, and the bikini. It's just, it's right in the in between. Like you're about to see it, but it's not all the way there. I don't know. It's so enticing. Nice elbow. You see that shadow? Very cool. And that sole of that foot. Ooh. Damn it. Oh my. First, let's check this one out first. This one does have a background. I've seen this before in like gymnastic rooms where they do practice their, I guess stuff like these, or they're like, what do you call it, a flag stand or something. Again with the coffee drink. Sweet. Imagine living this life. It kind of makes me, I'm not jealous, but I'm just, it's an aesthetic life. I have to admit this. I mean, everyone should be able to admit this. Some people have aesthetic lives, and it only makes sense for you to like show it off. I mean, look at those toes. It kind of reminds me of another artist, Matsun Art. MATTSUNART. They're not really a foot person, but they've had scenes or shots where it's kind of like this, where they do show off the foot a bit. And again, zooming in the line work, do you see how the edges have that staircase kind of look? I used to not like it, and I default to having the anti-alias thing turned on. But looking at projectsoon's work, I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. This could also be like a pinup, right? Not. You know what? Right now, for some reason, it kind of reminds me of Black Lagoon. I don't know, the vibe. There's something about this that's giving Black Lagoon. I mean, again with the toes. I mean, it's a feast. Again, how are they doing the toes? It's so like, where are they? Oh, they're undressing themselves. So now their bikini is sort of just, it's about to fall off, but they're kind of keeping it in place. I mean, come on. Again, with the popsicle thingy. That chair looks so... This could be like a 3D model, my guess. This chair. I don't mind it, but it looks a bit comfy. Well, it helps that it has like pillows. Take away the pillows. I think it would be a bit too harsh, because I don't see that much cushion. Like, it's so high class, or like very is it vintage? Would you call it vintage, or just like you would see this in maybe a penthouse or something? Look at those abs too. And the suggestion of sweat by just adding like these half circles in some areas. Right, it's kind of hot. It's kind of steamy. Even like how the popsicle is like sweating, or not sweating, but leaking, or not leaking. What do you call it? Like melting. And you have like a droplet here. It's look at them toes. It's good. Like, this is peak art. Again with the stretching. Are they not good with the feet? Well, it's also like the face. The face matters too, because they can draw it in all sorts of angles as well. Because oftentimes when you draw the face in like a non-typical way, the eye is like somewhere else where it's not supposed to be. So they kind of know. They're used to drawing the face in like different angles. Again, the very short kind of shirt. Oh my god. Imagine getting this as like a good morning photo. Getting ready, babe. We can dream. We can dream. It doesn't have to be a girl. Maybe you're into the boys. Imagine your guy sort of arcing his back. Or whatever fancies you. One day. Again, highly exposed. Lots of like white for like the back, right? You can tell the light source is coming from the right hand side. In this case, the color effect for like the lighting in the end, it's like a blue instead of like a red. It's more cool this time in terms of the temperature. The poses seem like they're from Instagram or Pinterest. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, because you know, some people know how to pose, and I think it just shows me that references do matter. And the way they do the highlights, I think, is like you can tell the material here is kind of like latex-esque. Way more black. Look at that abs, or those abs, and how it like pops out of that rib cage a little bit. Like, you can feel the volume of the body. I do like that. Even though it's always a tricky thing when doing like anime stuff. For example, even the way the face is rendered, they're trying to show a bit of like volume in there, right? Through the relationship between like light and shadow. More stretching. Like, I bet you they feel so good being able to like crack their back. But sometimes I try to crack my back, but it's not good. I'm trying to try it now, but well, here we have like a guy, I think. Wow, kind of cute, kind of kawaii. This could be like a love story thing. Imagine this is her girl, and this is her like dance partner. Oh, it's so over. Oh, it's so freaking over. But you know, it is what it is. You just have to accept her fate. Anyway. More brush sketching. I want to save every single image, you know, for references, obviously, to like study, but where would this be? Because the clouds are kind of thick. But clearly it like rains. Lots of like lush green. Singapore, Malaysia, kinda. I mean, is soon like Korean? I'm not sure how the weather is in Korea, or South Korea, but do they have tropical vibes? I don't think so. Maybe. To me, it feels a little bit like Singapore. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, she kind of looks rich. Or upper class. That's so over. And you can tell by the looks, by the anatomy, if someone has like a good diet. So, how can you show? I do like this renderings. You will see it a lot in like manga covers. Even though the pages inside are all like black and white, and maybe they have like grayscale halftones, oftentimes they will create like a cover piece where it's painted in this way, and I do like it. I like the look where they have a lot of hard edges, soft edges, some inks as well. I'm thinking of a contortionist. Is that a word? Like people who can like bend their bodies in like really weird or extreme ways. I think it's called a contortionist something. I couldn't feed. Oh, here you have a bit of a blur, like a motion blur going on. Interesting. Kind of reminds me of like a Spider-Man kind of pose, or what Gwen would do. The one with the white pink kind of uniform, or not costume, but clothing. Even their shoes look nice, right? They know how to draw just enough. Wait, I want to see this black and white drawing. Right, look at how gritty that is, but it looks good. Very confident. And again, look at how sharp that is. Again, with the stairway kind of effect. Oh no, maybe this is her like alternate life? No way. I mean, it's kind of expected, you know? And I know this may be hard for some, but some people have very different lives. Like what you see online, it's not exactly false, but it's catered, you know? You're only seeing like one side, right? There is a darker side. There is a darker side to life. Some are darker more than others. Some are more like dark, but they're kind of like normal dark, like acceptable dark, like expected. Just don't go into like the extreme side of society where, okay, it's getting too dark, but anyway. Can I show this? Fuck it, we're here now. I forgot the Japanese word for this, but it's like the art of like time. Like there's an art to it. I forgot the actual name, but so maybe she's like a ballet dancer, right? As a profession, but the reason why she can like live a somewhat luxurious life is because, you know, she has to do some other work on the side. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm just here to watch, right? So I'm going to link this page in the description below. Oh, they have a Patreon as well, so support them there. Or just follow them so as well. Here on X or Twitter. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.